Try that again. Come on. Okay, there we go. So welcome everyone to our Gathering of Light number 6. Let's see here. Yes, we do have the replay. Somebody asked if we have the replay. Yes, we will have the replay for those who can't be on the call live or have to leave early. All right, so let's begin, I think, with the grounding. So if several people want to be part of the grounding process, just send me a private message and I'll make sure to call on you as part of the grounding process as we get here now. So just send me a private message, all of you light players, so that I'll know if you want to be part of this first part. That way I don't leave you out. All right. So, okay, great. So Tina, I'll make sure to call on you. Excellent. All right, so let's just get here now. Wow, lots of energy moving. Today's the day that, no, tomorrow's the day that Pluto goes retrograde, but we're feeling it already. Okay, great. Gwendolyn, so Tina and Gwendolyn. And so it's really interesting. Lots of energies moving right now. So I really want us to just kind of tune into that beautiful energy and allow it to be here now. So I am going to ask everyone to just close your eyes and just get here now and be here now. And we're just going to open to allowing our bodies to deeply receive the love and the light and the wisdom and the tools that are going to be shared today to assist you in whatever state you're in at this moment. So I just want you to be willing to just honestly check in with your body, check in with your mind, check in with your heart, and just get a nice little rundown of like where you are right now. So we're going to work with several different layers of our energy in this moment just to get us here, get us connected to our bodies, get us connected to spirit, so that we can really relax and open to all of the beautiful gifts that are here for us today, the blessings that are here for us today. So just taking some slow, deep breaths, noticing your breath as you breathe in, receiving the light, the life, as you exhale, letting go of anything right now that's bothering you in this moment. If your body is constricted, as you exhale, releasing, relaxing, and letting the body begin to soften. And for right now, I just want you to notice your physical body, and I want you just to ask the question, physical body, how are you feeling right now? Just tune into your body. What is your body saying to you in this moment? Maybe you're noticing a pain or a constriction in your back, your knee, your neck, an elbow. Just notice it. And I'm inviting you not to tell a story in your mind about it, like why you have that situation in your body. Instead, just listen to the body. So if the body's feeling tight or constricted or in pain, just notice it. Just put your awareness there and go, my body is talking to me. It wants to let me know that my back hurts, or it wants to let me know that my head feels fuzzy. So just notice all the ways that your physical body speaks to you. And without telling a story or trying to understand why the body feels that way, just receive it. And just say to your body, I hear you. I'm listening. And just give your body witness. Let the body know you are listening to your body. And just receive the messages your body has for you. You can even ask your body, what do you need right now from me? And then listen. What does your body need from you right now? Maybe it's something simple. Maybe it just needs water. Maybe it needs an extra nap today. Maybe it needs to just go out into nature for a couple of minutes and take in the sun. Maybe your body just needs you to breathe more deeply. So listen to the body. Receive what the body is saying without a story. And as you breathe and you listen and you receive the messages, tell your body, I will do better at listening. I will tune in and listen to you more often and do my best to give you what you need right now. And then be in gratitude. Thank your body for all that it's been doing for you in these past weeks to help integrate these higher levels of energy and all that's floating around in the collective right now, all these emotions that are happening. Just thank your body. Thank you, body. Just touching your body and just thanking your body. Thank you. Thank you for helping me. Thank you right now for all that you're doing to really help me to integrate all these higher frequencies, this confusing energy and noise and emotions. Thank you for all you've done. And I'll do my best to support you. And so just breathing that in as you speak to your body and giving it thanks. And now we're going to tune into the next layer, your emotional body. Your emotional body, some people say it's a layer that's right off the physical body. And so I want you to feel yourself tuning into the emotional part of you. And I just want you just to feel your emotions right now. What emotions are you feeling right now in this moment? And I really want you to dive deep and allow whatever emotions are here, just let yourself witness them, again, with no story. I am feeling, and then fill in the blank. And you may have a mix of emotions. You may feel joyful and sad at the same time. That happens. You may have a complete mix of emotions. So I want you just to feel into your emotional body and give it witness right now. Say to your emotional body, I'm here, I'm listening, I'm feeling. Ooh, and let yourself feel all that's coming up. Without a story, don't try to explain away the emotions, just let them be here. Witness them, feel them. Allow yourself to just be an awareness of the emotions you're sensing right now. Don't make any emotion wrong. Every emotion is welcome. Just let it be here. And you might even notice where in the body the emotion feels most intense. Just notice. We're just witnessing. And we're allowing any emotions that need our witness and our listening. We're just allowing them to be here right now. Without judging, without a story. And let the emotions flow. Let them be here. Let each emotion know, I feel you. I'm here now. I feel you. I'm here now. And repeat that a couple of times. I feel you. I'm here now. Just letting those emotions have a place. There's nothing wrong with allowing yourself to feel the emotions. There is a deep healing in just witnessing and feeling and allowing the emotions to flow through you without any mental story. It helps you move through emotional constrictions that may be stuck in your body or in the emotional layer of your body. So we just want the emotions to be here, know that they are witnessed and that it's okay for them to be here. And that allows them to move through you. It allows them to give you any message right now that you're needing to receive. Maybe the message is, I just want to be felt. Maybe this emotion just wants you to be in awareness of it and feel it, so that then it's able to release. So just keep breathing. I feel you, I'm here. And now we're going to do one more layer. We're going to tune into one more subtle layer. And this is the layer of your energy body. It's that layer that's about an inch off of the skin. And it's very subtle. Some people can feel that energy around their bodies and some people can't. It's okay. But as best you can, tune into that energy right off your skin. It's very subtle. And just notice. Is this subtle energy, is it electric? Does it have a temperature, a texture? Is that energy around your body, is it fired up and alive, or is it more quiet, or maybe dull or numb? You're just noticing the energy around your body. Maybe you feel it more in your hands. Some people can feel that energy more in their hands. Some people can feel it more in their feet. Some people can feel it more around their head. Just notice where you're feeling your subtle energy body. Is it buzzing? Is it tingling? Is it vibrating? Just notice. Again, with no mental story. We're just allowing ourselves to be here now, noticing our physical body, our emotional body, and our more subtle energy body. And I just want you to say to your energy body, I'm here, I'm listening, I'm feeling. And just feel your own energy. Again, just do the best you can. It's very subtle. Whatever you notice is perfect. And just keep breathing. And you can ask your energy body, is there anything I need to know right now? Do you have a message for me? And listen. What does your energy body need from you? Maybe an awareness pops up, or you get a certain sensation. Just notice. And be grateful. Grateful for your energy body. Grateful for your emotional body. Grateful for your physical body. Grateful that in truth you are a multi-dimensional being of light. You're not just your physical body. You are these layers and even more than that. And just notice all the dimensional aspects of you. You are truly a profound, beautiful, amazing being of light in a physical body. It's pretty miraculous. So in this moment of presence, in all these layers of you, just be grateful right now for you. Just be grateful, placing your hands on your heart, just taking a deep breath and saying, I am so grateful for me. I'm so grateful that I am here now on this earth. I'm grateful to my soul. I'm grateful to divine source wisdom for creating me. I'm just grateful to be here now. Just in this very moment, I am so grateful. Grateful I have a functioning body. Grateful I have an emotional body that can feel. Grateful that I am also a divine energy being and that I'm made of divine source energy. I'm just grateful. Grateful for knowing that. Grateful for being the loving being that I am. I forgive myself for the days that I'm not so perfect. It's okay, because I'm not asked to be perfect. I'm just asked to be present and to feel and to be real and to be authentic, to be kind, to be loving to myself and to others. And it's okay if I'm not perfect in all those ways. It's divinely perfect for me to be so divinely imperfect because it's beautiful. Grace will handle the rest. Just breathing that in, allowing yourself to be here now, very present to your body, your emotions, your energy. And I'm going to go ahead and pass this on to Tina, who wanted to go next.
Thank you, Linda. Continuing to stay in the body, I'm going to do a yoga meditation for balancing at the heart. So sit with your spine straight, chin in a little bit. You want to find a comfortable position in your chair so that your spine is lengthened. You're going to bring your hands in prayer pose, but you're going to extend, let me show you. You're going to extend your forearms out a bit so that you find this really nice balance place so that you feel like you're almost locking your hands in place, but it's not forced or harsh. It's very, very gentle. Palms are completely together at the heart center. And you find that very sweet spot where it just feels very gentle on your body. Okay. So that you can hold this position. We're going to do a chant that goes with it. Sa, ta, na, ma. S-A-T-A-N-A-M-A. It's the cycle of life, infinity, life, transformation, rebirth. And we're going to bring that beautiful cycle of life that lives in the earth, in all the beautiful beings that grow around us. We're also going to honor that within our body. So as you inhale, you're going to close your eyes, focus at the top of your spine, and mentally, or actually with your eye gaze, go down your spine. And at the tailbone, you're going to inhale and then now exhale, bringing that chant out, following the full length of your spine, bottom to top. So it's going to look like this. Sa ta na ma. As we come up to our top of our spine. Inhaling, going all the way back down again to the tailbone, and then exhale as you chant Sa Ta Na Ma, coming back up again. So follow that movement. Inhaling, eyes closed. Sa Ta Na Ma, all the way up. Inhale, coming back down again. Sa Ta Na Ma. Inhale. Sa Ta Na Ma. Sa Ta Na Ma. Bringing balance to your heart. Focus at your heart. Sa Ta Na Ma. Sa Ta Na Ma. Sa Ta Na Ma. Inhale. Sa Ta Na Ma. Sa Ta Na Ma. Sa Ta Na Ma. Keep feeling the movement up your spine as you chant. Sa Ta Na Ma. Sa Ta Na Ma. Sa Ta Na Ma. Sa Ta Na Ma. Let it balance all the elements in your body. Sa Ta Na Ma. Earth, air, fire, water, ether. Sa Ta Na Ma. 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 Inhale, and now whisper. Sa Ta Na Ma. 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 Now mentally chant it in silence, still with the movement, still with the inhale, exhale. The exhale while you're chanting silently up. Keep your spine straight. Keep breathing. Let this cycle of life move through you, honoring that movement. Feeling the wisdom of that movement. Trusting that guidance. Allowing that balance to inform you. Deeply listening to your heart and your heart's wisdom. Now inhale deeply. Exhale deeply. Inhale deeply again. Exhale deeply again. And one last time. Inhale deeply. Exhale deeply. Relax your hands down. Rest them in your lap. Stay inward for a moment. Just listen to your heart. Rest in this place that you've created, where you can hear you, your wisdom, your truth.
Thank you so much for that, Tina. I'm all zenned out right now. So I'm going to ask the other light players that are on the call who feels that it would be good for them to follow next after Tina. So who feels like they would like to share next? Whoever, whatever one of the light workers wants to do that, just unmute yourself.
Hi there. I'm so grateful to Linda for starting us off with that beautiful meditation to get us all here, and for Tina for following up with the centering mantra breath work. Thank you so much for those tools. Just want to introduce myself briefly. I'm Carmen Nash. I am a spiritual healer and oracle that works out of South Carolina. And I work with a variety of modalities to help people find their empowerment. One of those modalities is energy healing. And what I want to share today is I feel like flows right in line with what Linda and Tina shared, because it's a beautiful exercise that I draw on frequently. If I am faced with anything in my day that I'm not quite sure about, and I want more guidance on for myself. So I wanted to share that with all of us here today, in case you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed in your life, like I am right now. So the thing I love about energy healing and energy work is that it can be very neutral. So as Linda was alluding to in the beginning meditation, you don't have to make a story about it. You can make it neutral and just kind of feel it and release it. So the tool that I like to use is imagining myself in front of me with my aura, with my energy field. So I'm going to invite us all to close our eyes for a moment and just see our own energetic body in all of its multidimensional glory right in front of us. And I want you to ask yourself a simple question with a low emotional response, such as, what is the best choice for me to have for dinner tonight? Is it tacos or pizza? Just for instance, whatever your options may be for dinner tonight. And as you kind of contemplate these two choices, and you ask yourself one at a time, so you can ask your energetic body, what is my best choice for dinner tonight? And then say pizza, if that's your option. And just kind of notice how that option of pizza floats towards your energetic body, and notice what it does as it moves towards you. And when it approaches your energetic body, do you see that choice of pizza entering your energetic field, your aura? Do you see it bouncing off and repelling? What is it doing? This is one way we can gather information, tap into our own intuition about what is our next best move, our next best choice. And we can ask it around a range of things and any moment of our day. So another question that I like to ask is, as I'm contemplating this energetic field that is me, and I'm stuck, or I have like two choices before me, a fork in the road, if you will, I like to ask, is this mine to do? And I can see that option and choice coming towards my energetic field. And I can again notice, like, am I allowing that in? Is that mine to do? Is it bouncing off? Is it doing a combination of the two so that I know there's many steps involved in it? It's just one way that we can really allow ourselves to tap into our own knowing to move forward with grace and ease in our life. And I like that it follows what Tina was sharing with us about the central channel and this breath and this internal massaging that we're doing to ourselves. It just felt like a natural flow into a way to tap into our own intuition. So thank you for playing with me.
Oh, that was beautiful, Carmen. My energy body turns colors. So based on the two different choices, I had my energy body turn a darker color if it was no, and a lighter colorful color if it was yes. That was just my experience. So if anybody else had color changes to their energy field, know that that's also probably another way our energy bodies talk to us. Thank you, Carmen. All right, who would like to go next of our beautiful light players? You can just unmute. Let's see, we have Gwendolyn, Terra. Who else do we have here today? Yes, and Shirley's holding space for us. So whoever wants to go next.
Okay, so I will. I'll follow it up since we're in our tools for body work. So my name is Terra McDonald. I live in Ashland, Oregon, and I'm a guide, and I'm also a cranial sacral therapist. So I work with the nervous system, and I'm really fascinated by the vagus nerve these days, and can't get enough of studying about it. but a really wonderful exercise for people that come on my table quite a bit I'll use. And it's another one of those subtle exercises, but it's very physical. So I'm going to just kind of give an overview of what I'm going to do first, and then I'll guide us through it. So what happens is when we get stressed, we don't realize it, but our optic nerves can get tight. And so what that does is it actually triggers the limbic part of the brain. And so that's that fight or flight kind of reptilian brain. And this is an exercise to bring balance to those two optic nerves in order to actually take the pressure off of the lower brain and activate our prefrontal cortex that helps us with more of the critical thinking and creativity and that sort of thing. And I find right now it's such a good time to do that, especially I had a little Zoom thing yesterday, just even the technology and what we're taking in with our eyes. We are, well, I don't know about all of us, but I know I've been on the computer a little bit more than I normally would be, and it can really impact me. So I've been doing this exercise more and more. So I'm going to share it with all of us. So I'm going to have you close your eyes and just imagine that your optic nerves go from the back of your eyes. They do crisscross, but we're not going to worry about that. Just imagine them as straight lines going back to kind of where your occipital region is. And what you're going to do is you're just going to track into both of them. So take a moment and feel. And if you can imagine a slack line, have you ever seen people who walk across those slack lines? There's a little bit of give to them. So you want both of them to be at about a 3 on a scale of 1 to 5. So just notice where one might be a little stretched, one might be a little bit tight. So just give yourself a moment. And you have to use your right brain, your imagination, to kind of get inside. So you're going to really just tune in to each one and just noticing. You may notice a little twinging on one side, or maybe you can't really access the other one because it's so loose. You're just noticing where they are first. And just relaxing into your body. So if you feel any tension in your shoulders, just give your shoulders a little break. Let your jaw release a little bit. The space between your eyes, your third eye, space between your brow. It's a gentle noticing. And now what I want you to do is I want you to just invite those optic nerves to balance out. So you may need to have one kind of tighten just a little bit, and you may need to let go of one. Like just give it permission to release a little bit. Maybe they're both tight, maybe they're both loose. And sometimes just releasing tension can help them balance out so that the other one can come into balance with the, could focus on one and see what happens to the other. When it feels like that's in balance, you can open your eyes. And what I'm going to offer for you, I teach this to kids. This is really great for kids too. And keep going if you're not all the way there, but it feels like most people got there. And so what I'm going to offer is there's something when we're even in a stressful conversation, oftentimes those optic nerves will tighten up. And if you can notice the cues beforehand, like I have a little thing that happens with my right eye, I can just feel it. It's on my right side. And then I can just actually just go in and give it a moment of attention and even just ask it to loosen up a little bit. And I won't get into the reactive place. I'll actually kind of balance out and be able to come up with maybe a creative solution or just a pause. But that reaction actually triggers that lower brain. So it's really a wonderful thing to do for any age. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share. And hopefully it's a tool you can use anytime.
Wow, thank you so much, Terra. I didn't realize, I was just noticing my left eye was just very tight, and then the right eye was very loose. And it's interesting because my whole left side has been all up in arms this week. So it's interesting that that was going on. I think that's a beautiful experience to have, so that when we are in a tension situation with someone, or in a conversation, or even with our children at home, this is a great thing for the whole family to do.
It really is. And when you do it regularly, even if you don't have anything going on, like just practicing it, it comes really quick, because that didn't take very long. And you can actually pull that up even quicker when you're in a situation where you might notice it more. So I'm glad you had that experience.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you all. Thank you, Terra. That was great. I love all these great little techniques that we can put to use very quickly that really help us shift. I think since the beginning of this call, everyone has noticed some interesting shifts in our entire body from the beginning. That's really, I can just feel the calmness in the group right now. So that's really beautiful. Thank you. Gwendolyn, would you like to go next?
Yes, I'll go next. I'm just really acknowledging that energy that we've created by taking the time to do this for ourselves, and how we both regulate internally and we do it with each other. I work with individuals and groups, and I really love that capacity of how we tune in together, tune into ourselves, and tune in with each other. I do that with individuals and groups, and I was like going, oh, I forgot to ask Linda if we want to do a constellation on Sunday. And yeah, just feeling that energy. It's almost like the invitation I'm going to invite in right now is to actually tune into our mycelia, our interconnected tissue in our bodies. Since we're so here in our bodies today, let's go into I just forgot the word, but the connective tissue. I think of the earth body, but feeling first in our own bodies, the connective tissue that actually weaves through our bodies, right? And weaves around every muscle. So feeling that it makes up so much of what we are. So just feeling our own connective tissue. We're doing this exquisite dance deep into our bodies today, which is really relevant to the astrology. How do we go even deeper into the subtle layers on every level, and then even inside the body, though, just like we did with the eyes, but just feeling all that connective tissue all around your body, all over your muscles. Just invite you to drop into it and like really breathe into the life in every cell of your body. Fascia, that's the word. We store a whole story in our fascia. So just loving our fascia, just breathing into it. And as we do that, also breathing into the fact that we are our connective tissue, our cells, we are in this earth body together. Breathing into our body in this earth body together. And just feeling like opening, so present in our bodies, opening to the signals of this circle of bodies. Just listening at that level. And then feeling that interconnectiveness of the earth body. Mycelia, the energy that communicates between all the parts of this earth body, and really feel yourself kind of touching into it. So feel yourself getting this massage, this awareness, and let your body move a little, like however it naturally wants to move as you do this. It's almost like, I almost feel like it's like being in the water, being in the ocean, being in that earth body, being in our bodies, our liquid bodies. We're very liquid. And just allowing your body to move in that space. Just noticing how it wants to move really slowly is the invitation. And then I invite you to drop down into your belly, your lower belly, your dantian, your hips, your legs. Really feeling your spine, the base of your spine, your pelvic floor, all of your legs, your knees, your calves, your ankles, your feet. I want you to just imagine your belly button just sank into the earth. Your whole lower body is deep in the roots, deep in the earth. So you can feel that connective tissue in you touching deeper in, and also feeling it deep in the earth, touching you, letting all of that life force be here in your body. And I just invite you to open and soften and breathe in. Just really allowing the life energy, the life force that's here to fully be here in your body. Feeling that nourishment, feeling it in every cell. And just breathing into your belly. Feeling it come up the sides of you and the back of you, all around your incredible heart. Like feeling it, even all this aliveness we just opened all the way through and up through your chest, and your throat, and your neck, and your ears, on the back of your eyes, and your mouth, and your nose. Yeah. Just feeling ourselves held in this earth, in our bodies. And just breathing in and breathing out any sound that might need to be here. There might be something. Just letting yourself be in this juicy love with your body. Yeah. And I invite you to put your hands on your body somewhere and just really feel that love. Take it in. Like, we're really hungry for hugs right now. So let yourself touch your body in that way you want to be touched. Just give yourself that and let yourself receive it, wherever that is. And feeling ourselves held in this circle, held in the earth. Yeah, and bringing ourselves really present and feeling another layer of that connectivity that nourishes us. Yeah. And I want to acknowledge that Pluto's dance that Linda has mentioned, it's like we've been going really, really deep, and a lot of things are dying and transforming. So I invite you to keep your hand on your body as I say these words. So nourishing ourselves and recognizing that we're going to be in the review of what's just unfolded. And we're going to be really seeing deeper and being with the endings. And just holding ourselves and loving ourselves through this individually and together. And really loving all of our deepest, darkest self. Yeah. Just some self-love juju. Thank you.
Oh, that was beautiful, Gwendolyn. Wow. Ooh, lots coming up around that. The endings, it's interesting because, Pluto, when I think about it, it's, going into the underworld. So there's ways that we're going to have to really go inward right now. We're being called for the next, I think Pluto is going to be retrograde for the next 5.5 months until October 5th. There's a lot of fives in the numerology around that. And what's interesting is that it's really a time to go inward and go very deep. And it is going to be a review. It's almost like, to me, when I was tuning into the energy about it, it's kind of like almost a life review that we're being asked to look at personally, and then at the collective level of like, how have we done so far given what all has been going on? So it's been very interesting to feel into that. Another theme that has been coming up as I've been tuning into this energy that has come in with this Pluto retrograde is this sense of what for me is true. So there's a lot of questioning of what is truth and releasing out what for me just doesn't align anymore. So it's part of that, really that deeper examination, and then asking what parts of me have I not allowed to be fully connected to source? What parts of me do I keep back from God? What parts of me am I afraid to, where am I afraid to fully surrender into that full source connection, that full surrender to the divine source that created me? So I've been asking those personal questions lately, like where am I not fully connected? Where am I not fully in as much spiritual consciousness as possible in certain areas of my life? Where am I, quote unquote, more conscious in one area and maybe like not so much in another? So noticing that disconnect, noticing the ways that I'm not consistent in my, connection to source. So for me, I've just been delving into some more kind of spiritual questions around my deeper alignment and looking inward and being very honest, but also very compassionate and forgiving. This morning, it was so interesting. I woke up this morning literally forgiving myself. I just kind of like woke up, I'm so sorry, please forgive me. I just woke up forgiving myself, for whatever all ways I have in some way mistreated myself or blamed myself or judged myself harshly. So it was really an interesting wake up this morning to this whole I'm sorry to myself. And then of course, as I say sorry to me, all the ways in those moments I may have harmed or hurt someone else because I wasn't in full connection with self and with source. So also having this deep sense of asking forgiveness for all those out there who in some way I disconnected from in a way that wasn't in its highest, let's say. So releasing out the judgment around it. So it's been a really interesting time. And I feel that as a collective, we're all being invited to go deeper and deeper into the underworld and look at, what all has been created that needs our attention, our witness, our forgiveness, our love. So it's an interesting invitation. We're being asked an interesting invitation to really go into the underworld. And it's so interesting, the archetypes that are popping up right now around that. I can think of so many myths, the mythology around going into the underworld. There's a lot of beautiful myths that have been written over time around that whole idea of going into the underworld and then coming back up. So it's a really interesting time right now that I find quite fascinating. And so I am just inviting everyone to really spend that time going more deep, really being honest, loving, gentle, compassionate with yourselves, and knowing that the people around you are probably in a place where they're needing to do that too, but maybe they're confused and don't know that that's what they need to be doing. And it might be a gentle gift to give them, to invite them to that, you know, with love, not with you need to do this, but just a gentle, loving invitation. Tina, did you want to share?
Yeah, I did. I've been also looking at what's been coming up is really honoring your inner truth. And, you know, we've given you so many tools to do that, but finding a way to center yourself is so important. And once you do that and listening, like what we're saying, what wants to come to me, like Carmen would say, what is the truth for me today in this moment, is a really important question to ask and give it voice. You know, we were talking yesterday, all of us in this group, about the importance of voices that haven't been spoken, and our own in particular, where we've held back, and finding places now to share that, but then going and holding space of listening for others, that we have the ability now in this divine feminine time that we're in to broaden our hearts, to be able to hold places of spaces of grace for ourselves and others in a way I don't think we could do before. It's this wonderful gift from the divine, and from the Divine Mother, through Earth, through all the wisdom of our elders that haven't been heard in our world, that we can now speak those truths in a supportive environment, and that we are going to keep doing that. We're going to keep gathering and doing that, but it starts with us. What is your truth? Not what others say, because it's going to be different at times. And for you to know what the nuances are for you, and be able to lovingly and gently, and sometimes with some conviction, say, you know, this is really true for me, but I want to know what's true for you. So it's an invitation for us all to center and share our truths, because I know personally, I want to be part of communities where someone has spent time knowing what their truth is and want to share it with me. I want to know what the wisdom that you all have to share in the world, in the beautiful ways that you share it. And I want to know that it's coming from your heart, you know, that you've spent time to really explore what that is and find ways to share it. So I think, and we can definitely hold space for those who are frightened, who don't know their truth yet, that we can still be a presence of love and grace. So those few things of speaking your truth, finding ways to do it, bring it back up again if you have held it back, finding ways that feel really right now to share that wisdom.
Thank you, Tina. And I think Gwendolyn wanted to add on to that.
Yeah, just that deeper layers of compassion for all of ourselves and for each other. And that alignment with source, including alignment with the earth. Like, that's why I was bringing that in. There's this way that we have support, and that we aren't going to handle it by ourselves, and that we're part of something that's so ongoingly relevant. And I feel like there's also that, right, all the ways we've disconnected from ourselves are also disconnects from the earth. Yeah, like what Tina was saying, how do we really listen, and how do we also feel and be true to our feelings? You know, there was something that happened yesterday, which some of the others know, and I woke up this morning, and part of me, this wise facilitator and mama part of me, is always like kind of holding the space for everyone. There's an aspect of that. And in the listening to everyone, there's this, how do we find our way? And then the part of me that was like, yesterday having strong emotions, today she was like, you shut me up too. And I woke up this morning, I had to write a lot, and really be in compassion for the part of me that has strong emotions. And I have lots of opportunity with that, with my teenage daughter who has strong emotions. But also loving that part of ourselves that is passionate, that does see things that feel off and wrong and says it loudly. Like that's okay too, that our fire is okay. You know, recognizing that our fire is impacting everyone else, but also our fire's here. There's some truths that we've said nicely and quietly and nobody heard anything, right? Because sometimes the truth comes out just as loud as another truth does, which is also what we were talking about. And so learning to be with each other's elemental self, right? Our waters, our earth, our fire, and our air, and how that grows energy, and also really loving the part of us that sometimes needs to speak clearly and loudly. And I feel like in these times that we're in, we're really learning right now, because there's some things that have needed to be said that haven't been said. And we're learning to speak from a place of consciousness and to also allow the potency of what we are to be here. And I was gifted a fire sign daughter with a Scorpio moon, so she has very potent fire and Pluto energy. And it's actually been my greatest teacher, other than my own body in my life, has been this role with her. So I feel like, and that compassion for each other and how we all navigate with each other, that we're all in the process together, like you were saying, Linda. And yeah, there's a lot of voices to listen to, and often the youngest, most loud comes in right away, because that's the nature. And also, how do we listen, like Tina just said, to the elder, and kind of those aspects of ourselves. Like, we also carry an elder wise one, each of us does. And we also carry a child, maybe many of them. And we also carry an inner teenager, an inner parents. And none of us know what we're doing right now. We're all in this movement together. We have wisdom to bring to this movement, but it's an unknown. And the one word I'm just going to say, Pluto represents death. I'm just going to say the underworld is death. There's that energy of where something's dying and we're grieving, that we have to keep being comfortable with the conversation of. We want to avoid that word. And it's here. And the other astrology thing that came in is that Pluto's going retrograde, and in a few weeks, Jupiter's going retrograde. And Jupiter's all about truth. So we're going to get the review. And then Venus is going retrograde. So we're all going to get a lot of sitting with and reviewing opportunity on lots of levels. Because I feel like, because we're building something new, it takes some time to actually determine what we're taking, what needs to really end and what we're taking in, just like you were saying, Linda. So just all.
Such wisdom, Gwendolyn. Thank you. And I wanted to also open up the chat for anyone who wants to share a question or has comments, or if they don't mind being on video, you can open up your video and share or ask a question, or just open up your mic. So I just want all of those that are on the call right now, if something's coming up or an awareness is coming up that you want to share, we want to open that up to the rest of the group right now. We have a couple of minutes before we close today, so I just want to make sure everybody has a chance to have any questions answered or share.
I'm Tamara. And is it okay I didn't hold up my hand? I'm actually driving, so I'm not going to turn the video on. I just wanted to say thank you for everybody that's been sharing. Really sweet to have so much insight. And can y'all hear me okay?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. The word that keeps coming up for me is sweet, and how us being able to help other people make their jobs easier, not so much their jobs, maybe their responsibilities. So often I think I'm joining with another person and they are struggling. And instead of saying, well, you know, you get your act together, project together. But the essence of that, to make it beautiful and sweet, would be maybe to touch base and have more of a connection with the people that we are working with. And I think Gwendolyn said that a lot of people are not aware of these transitions, and they're not aware of needing to let go. And I think certain communication and making it easier for them to understand, speaking their language and helping them see things that they can't see. Maybe see their shadow side, what they're struggling with, something that they keep struggling with over and over and over again. Do I want a sweet experience for them? Yes. Can I maybe just like holding a flashlight into their shadow side? Yes. So the word sweet keeps coming up for me as just a gentle, loving and compassionate way of loving myself by helping somebody in my path. So if they're in a better state, if their joy, if their happiness during this transition because they have an awareness, then I'm in a good state and I feel that sweetness. It doesn't always mean I have to let them, their energy take me down. Just means I need to vibrate a little bit more sweetness. That's it. Thank y'all.
Oh, thank you, Tamara. That's beautiful. Sweetness. I love that. How can I be more sweet? Even to my own self. Beautiful. Thank you. Does anyone else have any awarenesses that they would like to share or questions?
Yes. It's Kathy Mary. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes.
One thing I thought of was this big darkness. It's so big, and sometimes we don't even pay our awareness to it, but it's there, we're in it, and the whole world's in this darkness, as well as all our third dimensional life and everything that's going on. My teacher, Amma, was saying at some point in the last few weeks, when she was acknowledging the huge darkness, that each one of us, can light a little light in our heart. And it's just a little light. But if we all are lighting our light, like you're doing on this, event every week, it's been wonderful. She was talking about the light of hope and compassion and unity were the words she was using. Unity being our unity with God. So we bring in, our hope, our compassion for everyone and ourselves, and bring in God's grace, however you see that. And then the unity of all the people it's very beautiful. I recently saw something online where a special night at her ashram, and there were thousands of people lighting a little candle, and they were waving it all together. And that was just to show what she had said, we each have a little candle, but if everybody, thousands and millions of us, light the candle, it will help us dispel the darkness. And it's not that the darkness isn't there, it's there, but I was glad to be reminded of it just now. Thank you.
That was beautiful, Kathy Mary. Thank you for that. I love that, seeing all of us as these beautiful sparks or candles of light all around the world, just sharing our light. And it only takes a small little flame to actually light up a room. So you're right, it doesn't take that much for us to just turn it on and shine. So thank you for that beautiful sentiment, Kathy.
Yeah.
Anyone else like to share any awarenesses or wisdom?
I would like to just share, this is Elizabeth, to just share the word that came to me a few minutes ago when you were asking if anyone had something to share. And I don't, there's, I'm sure, many different meanings for it. I believe it's an African word, an exchange that people give to one another that's about acknowledgement of, I see you because you're here, I can see me. I believe it's Mbutu. And I just learned about it from a poet who explained a story with it. And so just the word Mbutu, because you are, I am. And that's a blessing. And thank you all for the blessings and gifts you bring.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yes, I think Tina just typed that into the chat, Ubuntu. Beautiful. Yes, how would I know I was if you were not? Beautiful, thank you. Any other shares or wisdom anyone would like to add today? Any light anyone wants to add?
I just, this moment that we're in, the richness, it's almost like even the thing that Carmen brought in of what moves towards us. It's like there's almost this invitation in the sweetness, with our light that's here to actually open to receiving also the light that's coming our way, even from our sun and our planets, and just taking it in like differently, like in this moment, like just opening to it and really allowing it to come in right now, because our receptivity is here.
I want to acknowledge, yes, I want to acknowledge how much divine grace is here right now. There's this beautiful wave of divine grace I'm feeling through the whole group right now. Wow. To me, it feels like the divine feminine is like giving us a hug or a kiss or sending us her love. It just feels very soft and loving and mothering and feminine, but so grace-filled. It's like a reminder that regardless of what may be going on out there in the world or even in your life, there's grace. And with grace, there's nothing else you need. It takes care of all the things that the small human you couldn't take care of. Grace takes care of it. And I just keep feeling like this is just a reminder that grace is here. It's carrying all of us. It's taking care of all of us in miraculous ways that maybe, we're not even aware of in the moment. And so I just want to acknowledge that beautiful energy of grace that is here. It is so peaceful. And yes, it is a receptive. It's like, how open are you to receive the grace? It's already here. It's already around you. How much can you open your heart, your body, your mind, your spirit, and just breathe it in and receive the grace, and know that no matter what's going on, you are going to be okay. You truly are. There's this deep sense underneath it all. When I really tune in, when I get a little off balance, or I feel a little agitated, or I start to kind of feel some worry come in, I'll just pause for a moment and I just start to tune in, and I can feel underneath all of it. I can feel like, okay, although all this is going on above the surface here, I really do feel the sense of being held. I do really feel the sense that it's all truly going to be okay, even though on the surface it may not appear that way. If I dive deep enough, I can actually feel that beautiful softness, that sweetness, that presence, that grace, that yes, it is all going to be okay. It really is. And so I feel that that's part of what we've created today in this gathering, is this beautiful, not just a gathering of light, but a beautiful, amazing swirl of grace that we're sending out to our beautiful planet right now, to all of our loved ones, to our family, to all those that we know are struggling right now. So I just want everyone to imagine that beautiful grace swirling out into the world, and really sending a beautiful wave of that love, and just in a whisper for all those people who are afraid that it's not going to be okay. Just send that whisper, it's going to be okay. It really is. Grace is here. God's got this. The light always wins. We know how this ends. We always know how this ends. It always ends with the light always winning. That's just how it is. It's laid out that way. And so we know the ending. It's just a matter of us tuning into the truth. It's all going to be okay. And we all need to shine our light. We all need to speak our truth. We all need to be forgiving and compassionate and respectful. We have to be sweet. We have to be kind. So there's all these basic human characteristics of being an emotionally mature soul that we're being asked to be right now, so that we can really give our gifts and our light, especially to those right now who are just in the process of waking up, or who are still caught up in sleep mode, and they're in incredible amounts of fear, and they really need our love, our understanding, our forgiveness, our compassion. Forgive them, they know not what they do. I always try to remember that. Sometimes when I see certain behavior and I want to judge, or I want to, have a mean thought about that person, I have to stop and go, wait a minute. Do they really know what they're doing? Are they really awake enough to even be aware that what they're saying or doing, do they really understand? And in many cases, my awareness tells me, no, they don't actually know. And so that's when I visualize covering them with light and love, and just giving them a beautiful spiritual hug, and whispering to them and letting them know, even though you are in this state right now, I love you. I know you don't know me, but I'm just sending you love to let you know you're loved. So I feel that beautiful exchange in spirit with someone, even if they're across the world, you don't know them, they don't know you, actually will affect their energy field and create a shift in their heart. So I just invite you all to send lots of love to people out there that you don't know, who may be reacting or acting in ways that maybe your human feels is offensive. But if for a moment you'll step back and go, okay, my human part of me is offended. However, can I step back into my spiritual wisdom and just send them some love and some light, that they may awaken to possibly a higher truth that is more peaceful in their bodies and in their minds? I don't know. I mean, would it hurt to do that? No. So it's an invitation to really realize we are powerful beings that can affect others around the world, no matter where they are, whether we know them or not. So we need to begin using that power and that light we have within us to really help our brothers and sisters awaken to a higher love, a higher truth, and a deeper peace. I feel that it's, especially for me, it's like, it's my responsibility. I've been given this awareness for a reason, not to keep it to myself, but to share it in some way. Even if it's not physically through my voice or being directly in front of that person, but through my prayers and my light, I can also share that awareness. So it's just an invitation for us to, yes, acknowledge that our human might get reactive about certain situations. Take a breath, allow that human part of us to be witnessed in whatever emotion or reaction we're having. And then after we've given that part of us the attention it needs, then we step back into our spiritual wisdom. And from that space, we respond with a conscious spiritual maturity. And you know what? There needs to be people out there in the world showing people what that looks like. There needs to be role models out there showing people what that looks like. Because the truth is, we're quite an immature humanity. We don't really know how to behave well. And for those of us who have some of those skills, it's important we share what that looks like to behave well. And I use behave in quotes, okay? So I don't mean it in some kind of strict controlling way. But we really do need to be willing to be those role models for those who just aren't in awareness yet. We can dance our love. I love that. Does anyone else have anything else? Well, lots of things in comments. Anybody have anything else to share?
Linda, just one thing that has been really helpful for me is to remind myself that I don't know. Like when I think I am so certain that this or that outcome or the behavior of this or that person, you know, that I know what would be best. To remind myself I actually don't know. You know, I'm not God. I do have a gift for seeing the big picture, but my seeing the big picture is just a tiny little piece in the mosaic of the whole. And when I am judging someone or judging myself, to say, wow, you really don't know. Like, you don't know what healing looks like. You know, sometimes healing looks like, yes, the person, you know, gets off the ventilator and out of the ICU and they come home and they have the immunity. And sometimes healing looks like death. That person is, and for the people around them, the greatest healing is the healing of letting that person go, the healing of moving through that grief. So just to remember, I don't know.
Wow, Shirley, what wisdom. What wisdom. Thank you. It's true. Nobody knows. And if you think you do, I usually tell my mentees, if you think you know, or if I think I know, I'm going down the wrong path. Because the truth is, none of us do. And when we can be in that level of conscious, honest humility, then a certain level of knowing will come in. It actually opens a space for a certain level of knowing to come in when we really surrender to the I don't know. I don't know what's really appropriate or right in this moment for all of the collective. But in this moment, for me right now, I can answer that for me. So it's about going inward and saying, for me in this moment, what is in alignment for me? Does anyone else have any last things to share before we close today?
Just that the part of us that knows, there's like the part that's connected to something bigger. I often call my work divine movements, but it's like often in the field and when we work in constellations, there is a knowing that we're part of. And each of us carries a piece, but it's not something that just gets carried in our brain. It's like there's a knowing, and just being able to listen to the movements from that place, honoring that we don't know, and that on the deepest level we're part of, and we do know at the same time. I think there's something about breathing those in.
It's, for me, it's the distinction between my head and my heart. And when I was talking about the don't know, I was saying when my head is so certain that it's got the answer, that's a great time for me to say, hold on, head, thank you for sharing, but actually you don't know. And then there's that beautiful knowing that Gwendolyn was just speaking of from my heart. And I would bet that everyone on this call has had the experience where you would say, I just knew. So I distinguish between the knowing with the capital K, which is my heart, and the know with the K, which my head being so sure that it's right about this or that or the other thing.
Beautiful. Those are really great distinctions. Thank you, Gwendolyn and Shirley. Tina, did you want to share something?
I wanted to add one other thing. I mean, I think many of us who have been parents also know the importance of raising your child to find their own truth. And I think one of the things I always wanted from my son is for him to be able to say why he feels a certain way, or having him notice the moment where he said, Mom, this is just really right for me. And that to me is very important for all of us, not just for him, but I want to continue him to cultivate that in his own way, but be able to say it to me. And there have been times when I, have said, you know what, I could feel the truth of what you're saying for you. And that is what I'm hoping we can do here when we share with one another, say, this is true for me, and I need to be able to have that welcome in a space. And I want to know what's true for you after you have centered yourself, after you have found a tool, whatever tool that is that we've talked about here today, or one that you really love, that your heart says, this is true for me. But to share it, because I think in the sharing of it, we can learn from each other. That is beautiful. And the heart meditation that I did, the Kundalini Yoga is a beautiful path for me. And I'm offering free yoga sessions on Sundays, 1 p.m. Central. So if you're interested, let me know. I can get you hooked up. And I also have been doing collage for many years as a way to bring all of those parts of us into a creative place so we can see it and interact with it more, to look at the truths in a different way. So if any of those excite you or are pinging you, let me know. But I think the most important thing is you find what's right for you. Thank you.
I wanted to add with that knowing that we're all speaking of, that comes from our heart space. It is naturally loving, and it is sweet, and it's kind, and it's all of the things we've been feeling. And I was speaking with a friend earlier today, and we were having a similar conversation, and I said, I feel like when you know your truth, you are wearing the armor of God. It is part of the armor of God. And even our truths may look different for each of us, and that's okay. What's important is that it's coming from our loving heart, and it protects all of us. So I think the invitation is to know ourselves and find our loving heart and speak that truth.
Beautiful, Carmen. Wow, thank you all. This has been so incredible. Terra, did you want to have a last thing to share?
Yeah, I was feeling into that, and from a collective standpoint, our truth isn't even, if we're really being present, our truth isn't a fixed state. And so even allowing ourselves to go into discovering what our truth is, listening deeply into ourselves. I mean, this is the part of like the systems that are out there. I won't get too far into that. But you know, we're at a place of like what's working and what isn't. And what's my truth, and the importance of going into that journey and having the safety within ourselves so that we can be gentle with ourselves as we're discovering our truth, because it may change. It's not even an absolute, because there's so much mystery and so much of the I don't know. That truth is a present time. There's an unwinding of the conditioning as we're moving in the direction of finding out what our truth is. And that unwinding can be physical, it can be emotional, it can be energetic, it can be relational, all of it. So I just wanted to kind of bring that in. Oh, and I had one other thing when Carmen had shared, and this is just a little tidbit that I got from a teacher a few years ago that really helped me with that making of decision too, but boundaries, because as we're owning that, boundaries aren't to keep things out or away. Boundaries are actually to keep us closer into home. And I just, that perspective really helped me feel, that it's like permission to discover what's true for me. So.
Oh, I love that reframe. The boundaries are to keep you home. I love that. That's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Terra. All these beautiful beings of light. Thank you so much for sharing all of your wisdom and your words and your tools today. I hope that everybody here really enjoyed all that was here for you, that you received something that was a blessing for your life, that supported you in some way. And so all of our different practitioners here are leaving information in the chat. So if you want to contact directly any of the light players here, if you feel guided to work with any one of them or find out what they all are offering uniquely to their lists of beautiful people, just get in contact with them and reach out to them.
You also, Linda, you also put that when you post this on YouTube, do you put our information?
I do. Yes.
So if you're watching the video, yeah.
Yeah. So whenever this is posted on YouTube, there'll be a list of everyone there with your website. So you can go to each person's website and learn more about them. Well, I just want to say thank you for these beautiful 6 weeks of gatherings of light. We're going to tune in with the group to see if we'll be offering one next week, or if we're going to take a break and then come back. We'll see. So we'll let you know. We'll keep sending out emails to everyone to let you know if we're going to be doing more of these, or we may, who knows, turn it into something different. I don't know. So we'll see how it goes. But I know that it's been incredibly enjoyable for me to work with all these beautiful light workers, sharing our light and our love with all of you, and then having all of your beautiful energy, because I can feel it in your heart and your presence here, supporting really some powerful change on the planet. So anytime we gather in conscious, open-hearted warmth together, and we are creating light, it does affect our world in a positive way. So I just want to thank you all for your love, your showing up, your courage, your presence, and thank you to all the beautiful light players. And I just send lots of love out to everybody out there on the front lines right now, sending love out to everyone in this moment who may be struggling. And so with that, I just say thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for holding us in so much grace and in so much love, in so much light and so much protection. It is done. It is done. It is done. Blessings, everyone. Much love to all of you. Mwah. Hope to see you again very soon. I know that we'll be sending out some more fun things. Gwendolyn and I are talking about doing another constellation. Unfortunately, my Sunday is pretty packed this Sunday, but we're looking at another day to do a community constellation. So those of you who've been on it, just be checking the emails because we will send out the invitation for that probably next week. Much love to everybody. Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Linda.
Bye-bye.